I once broke Bob Marley's toilet.
These two.
Wow.
When was this?
This was in the 90s, because must have been about 8.
When did Bob Marley pass away?
Bob Marley passed away in the 80s, but I mean, I just broke his toilet, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I'm not accusing you of anything.
Yeah.
Where is Bob Marley's toilet?
In Jamaica.
So is his house like a museum now?
Yeah.
You can go around and look around like Graceland.
Yeah, you can have a
go
little look
around the museum and you can use the toilet.
Well, that's the... OK, so this is his private toilet.
So it's not for use by...
No, I wasn't meant to be in there.
Right.
I need to go toilet badly, and the other toilet was real far away, and I'm drinking, like, a big bottle of water the whole way.
Yeah.
And I'm being really annoying to the tour guide.
Deliberately?
No, just because I was this annoying kid, innit? So, like...
Thank God you grew out of that.
Yeah. So as I'm talking and talking, my mum's telling me to shut up, and the tour guide's like, no, he's the future, let him speak. And I kept on asking questions, and then by the end of it, he was like...
What kind of questions were you asking?
I was just like, what's that? Who's that? Where's Bob? You know what I mean?
Are you sure you weren't playing Guess Who?
Yeah. By the end of it, he was like, this kid needs to shut up.
Right.
And then I was like, I need to go toilet badly, And I've rushed in, and it's sort of been slippery on the floor. And I was like a real fat kid as well. And I've just gone in, I've hit the toilet, and it's sort of just come off.
What, the Lucy?
Yeah, not the Lucy, the actual toilet freak.
The pedestal.
Yeah, the actual pedestal.
Porcelain bit?
Yeah,
The
the
actual
porcelain. The porcelain,
comes...
yeah, it's like shifted round.
Wow.
And as I've tried to get up and I'm slipping and I'm panicking, I've pushed it more and I've broke Bob Marley's toilet.
When he opened the door and you were there in a pool on the floor with a broken toilet, did he still think you were the future?
No, he was so mad. Really? Like, I've never seen a Rasta man not be that chill.
So you're lying on the floor. What did you notice? Did you get up, stand up?
Hey, that was good.
I'm quoting a Bob Marley song for comic effect.
Has anyone been to Jamaica?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, because I want to know if there's a Bob Marley house that you can walk around.
Oh, probably.
Oh, well, that'll do then. Thanks for the evidence.
I think it's true, you know.
What do you think, Victoria?
True.
True?
Yeah, I've gone against myself.
OK, I'll say it's true.
You're going to say it's true? OK. Jamali, truth or lie?
It is true.
Yay!
When an earthquake struck the restaurant I was in, I mistook the shaking people for excitable diners.
Dave.
OK, so where was this restaurant?
It was in Los Angeles.
And when was this?
2019.
So you were a diner in the restaurant?
Yes. I had just flown in that day, and so I was feeling a little bit out of sorts, and the first thing I did was to go and get some food.
Yeah.
And the people who were sitting behind me, like on a banquette, back to back, their food was being brought over, and the food got onto their table, and the seat started going like this. And I thought, oh, they must be hungry like me.
I love the idea that you're going, is that an earthquake, or is that just Americans moving?
So you thought the banquette was moving because the people behind you were wiggling with excitement at the sight of food?
Because basically I'd done the same when my food came
and you
over.
were a bit jet-lagged, hungry, sitting there, I'm eating these, wiggle, 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 oh, they're excited, their food's arrived. And then, when did
she said it with a bit more pizzazz, though.
Yeah. When did you... trying to encapsulate...
Wiggle, there's an earthquake.
I'm trying to encapsulate...
I know what happened. I'm only doing it for the money nowadays. Let's get on with it. It's 50-50. We'll say lie. I don't care. I wanted to be an actor.
No, I was trying to encapsulate the jet-lagged feeling, and obviously some of my own personal and professional disappointment leaked out, as it does in all of my work. So you feel the wiggling, oh, they're excited for their food, you carry on eating. When do you discover that something else has happened?
When I got back to my hotel and looked at social media.
Oh, really?
So hang on, even in the restaurant, you're in the restaurant, there's lots of people wobbling around everywhere?
And there weren't any gasps of surprise or fear?
I just assumed there were gasps from the loud Americans who were getting some fried chicken behind me.
You see, but I'm with Jenny. See, I get excited when food's coming out at a restaurant. I go, hey.
Really?
Bobby.
Do you really go?
I do. When I see it,
I just have visions of Ant and Dec going, "Can you keep it down, Stephen?"
So what are you going to say, David? What does your team think?
I think this is definitely true, because if it were not true, she would have made it bigger and she would have said she'd lost a heel or something like that.
Is that your version of making things bigger? We're doing a movie about an earthquake. We need it to be big. What about losing a heel? Perfect. Write it down.
Are you convinced by
I'm
Deborah's
convinced by
argument?
Deborah.
Well, I think it's probably true.
Let's find out. Jenny, was it true or were you telling us a lie?
That was a total true fact.
It once took me 5.5 hours to cook macaroni cheese.
Please, Steve.
Is it homemade macaroni, as in you made the pasta?
No. It was dried macaroni.
How long does it take to boil macaroni? 10 minutes?
It's not just
10,
boil
12.
it. There's more to it. There's more to it than that.
There's a lot to making macaroni cheese.
There's
it's
more-
not just boil. You have to, you know, make a roux, which is like a white sauce, but be careful because it goes lumpy and.
5.5 hours long.
You may be helping him out here, Joe.
Oh,
if
sorry.
this is like, how do you make macaroni cheese?
You make
Joe?
a roux and.
What's
it
a
can
roux?
go
Tell us
lumpy and.
How would you make a roux? And don't say you had it off with a kangaroo.
We could have a little Joey, couldn't we?
That's good. That's very good.
Don't need your pity. I do a bit, but I was following a recipe, so I remember it had 4 different types of cheese in it, but it got.
Do you remember the types of cheese?
Mozzarella. Not really.
All right, let me rephrase the question. Could you name any cheeses?
Was there a specific occasion? Was this for someone's birthday party or your birthday or...?
We were on holiday.
Who's we?
It is my family and another family.
And is it your job to cook for everybody?
Not after that, no. The whole thing got held up because somebody stole some of the cheese.
Who took your cheese?
Well, I can't remember who it was, but I do remember that actually at that stage I said I'm not doing the meal at all anymore. So...
Where were you, Joe? Where did this happen?
Cornwall.
So somebody came and took one of the cheeses and you needed 4 cheeses.
I had 4 and I had it all laid out because I like to get everything kind of meticulously ready. So sort of 2 hours in, all I'd really done was get all the ingredients into... I think I've seen too many cooking shows, so I like to have all the ingredients in all the special pots.
All pre-weighed on a saucer.
All pre-weighed, yes.
But is anything being cooked at this point? Is the macaroni on?
No, nothing, no.
You haven't cooked anything. All you've done is lay out the ingredients.
Also, there was another delay, which was that I had to move the car, so...
Was it in the kitchen?
No, it was parked. It was blocking one of the neighbours'...
arteries.
Drives or something, so I had to go and move the car, and then I couldn't find anywhere else to park because it was these, like, really, really narrow lanes, so I was just getting further and further and further away from where my family were.
Why couldn't someone else park it for you?
Because of insurance and, you know...
Yeah, but no one would have seen you. You're in the middle of nowhere.
They wouldn't have seen it, but, you know, you can't muck around.
Joe, what are you thinking?
I think it could be true.
Really?
So I read something the other day, and this woman was complaining about her son. She said she asked him to empty the dishwasher, which is the one thing she asks him to do every day. And she timed him, and it took 4.5 hours. And that was because he was just kind of teenager-ish. At one point, apparently, he said, "I've just got to go and have a rest." So I think it's possible.
Joe strikes me as a man that's not in a rush. I would like to be with him in a fire. Bobby?
Let's lean towards true.
OK, we'll say true.
You're going to say it's true? OK.
Yeah.
Joe, was that the truth or was it a lie?
Well, it's true.
I once did a parachute jump just because I fancied the instructor.
David's team.
When was this?
It was in the 70s.
So how did you meet this instructor that you fancied?
Oh, because a family member was a skydiver. And in the process of watching him skydive, I met the instructor and felt an immediate magnetic attraction.
So this...
I mean, I thought you were going to say I fell for him.
I did, but I'm a poet, you know, so I like to embellish.
Oh, that's true. I just like to go for little puns.
Oh, I fell for it.
I fell for it.
Oh, see, I got... Sorry, Lee, sorry. I'm not used to you see.
Describe him to us then. What was it about this man that was so attractive?
He wore a lot of straps.
Oh, hello. All right. And what is it about a man in straps that you like?
Well, I don't know. There's something sort of dark about straps. I don't know. You know, he had these straps and the sort of around the groins and everything, and he did it.
Whoa. I wasn't expecting this, Pam. I'll be very honest.
Do you recall his name, Pam?
Yeah, Doug. Doug. This is the Vale of the White Horse accent, of which I'm exceedingly proud.
So how did you take it a step further?
Well,
with him?
I volunteered to learn how to parachute jump.
Yeah. And did you have to have straps as well?
Oh, indeed, I did.
Are you strapped to Doug as well? Because I've done this.
No.
And you're on the front. Well, I was, like a little baby in a papoose.
Oh, no, this was...
No, Lee, it was lovely. I've never felt so safe.
Which way were you facing?
Or facing away.
All right.
So, listen, this is for wimps. This I did alone.
You weren't strapped to Doug?
No, I was not strapped to Doug.
I would have thought that would have been the whole point.
Well, no, but I didn't find out until he hit me on the shoulder and said, go.
The old romantic. So what's the time scale of this? There's the day you go with a family member who's a skydiver. What was your plan that day? That you were just going to go up in the aeroplane that your family member was going to jump out of?
I wasn't going to go up in the airplane. I was just going to go and watch. And then I noticed the instructor reclining in the hangar, looking steamy.
Did you talk to him much?
Yeah, I did. I said, how do you get into this line of business?
Nice.
Yeah, with the classic head wobble of seduction.
Did you have lessons with Doug?
Yeah.
Oh, tell us about those. Was he a West Country person?
No,
Where
he
was he
wasn't. I don't know where it came from.
Well, what was his voice?
Oh, it was received English.
It was one of these. Now, you listen to me, Ayres.
That's right. He said, oh,
Let me just tighten this strap. Hang on, let me get this one. That's better. Let's stop the blood. Now.
He didn't say anything lascivious like that. He was a perfect gentleman with beautiful received English, and he said, I think you're going to enjoy this.
Well, your heart was a flutter at that, wasn't it, eh? All right, so what are we thinking? Richard, what do you think of this?
It sounds reasonable to me.
At first, I didn't believe it, but you were going, look, this is just a thing that happened. Like, you just wanted to get your story out.
So what's it going to be, David?
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in your mind.
No doubt in my mind. I can picture it entirely.
All right, they're saying it's true. So, Pam, was it true or was it a lie?
My story was true.
Last year, I had such bad toothache, I popped my Christmas dinner in a blender and drank it through a straw.
Please, team.
When you say you put your Christmas dinner in, what exactly did you put in the blender?
So I am from New Zealand, so Christmas...
You'd never have thought so.
Rob, you cheeky man.
There's a little pause before ma'am.
It was basically meats and salads and...
Do you have the traditional turkey in New Zealand?
No. Turkeys don't exist in New Zealand.
I never knew that.
I had a really bad... I had a root canal. I don't know if anyone else had a root canal, and you can get dry rot, like with dry socket, dry rot is what cupboards get. Dry.
I will interrupt you if it gets too arousing.
So I got dry socket.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So it's very bad with root canals, and so I couldn't chew, I couldn't eat anything.
But how much of it did you eat?
Not too much, and it was quite thick to get through the straw. I mean, it was quite disgusting.
What's it going to be?
I think it's plausible because you can put all sorts of things in a blender and make a smoothie out of them.
What do you think, Ardle?
I think it's probably true.
You think it's true? OK, despite the fact that I think they're wrong,
yeah,
I'm going to go with my teammates.
Rose, truth or a lie?
It was a lie.
Sorry. Aged 7, I wrote to Father Christmas and told him I would much rather have a map of Saxon Britain than the roller skates I feared he was getting me.
All right, Lee's team.
Wow.
Well, you know him best of all.
That's true. True.
You didn't want roller skates?
No.
Why did you think he was getting your roller skates?
Roller skates were a popular toy around, you know... I'm not saying they're just a toy. Of course, they're I don't know, a sports item, a novelty shoe. Yeah. But roller skates were being given, and I hated the thought of them.
What was the attraction of the map?
Well, I'm quite interested in history, and we'd done the Anglo-Saxons at school that term.
Did you get the map?
I did, yes.
Do you still have the map?
No.
Why not?
Because a lot of its analysis of the Anglo-Saxon era has been discredited.
And at 7, you were able to work this out.
In fact, it was a very simplistic view of the way England was then, with these small number of rigidly divided kingdoms, and we just can't know that it was like that.
What are you thinking, Angela?
Yeah, it's the kind of nerdy thing he probably would have done when he was 7. Yeah.
I mean, it's plausible, but I don't think it's true.
I am actually 50-50 on this. I think we're going to say... I think it's true. I'm going with Angela.
You're going to say it's true. OK. David, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
During lockdown, I cut my son's hair so badly, I gave him £20 to tell his dad he'd done it himself.
David's team.
So what went wrong with the styling?
I am really bad with cutting my son's hair. I've tried a few times with different kids, and...
All your own, though.
Yeah.
What was the look you were going for?
Just to make it shorter, just a trim.
And if you had to pick between, say, mine and Rob's and Lee's, what would have been the dream style?
Yeah. You're looking like a woman who needs more options.
Well, I was thinking none of you really have the same hair as Ray. It's almost like quite surfer dude at the moment, and I just tried to give it so that he could just see again.
Surfer dude? So David?
How did your husband, their dad, react?
So he guessed pretty quickly, but I think Richard mainly found it funny, luckily.
Oh, OK. That's lucky, because it's pretty awful.
What, the bribery bit?
Well, all of it, actually.
I mean, you imagine that, taking money for lying. Who among us do that?
So what's it going to be?
I think true, because as someone who uses bribery regularly in parenting, I would say that's completely plausible.
I can completely believe the story. I just think you've priced yourself wrong. It's too much. Well, you've got to be thinking chocolate. That's the thing, because the thing about chocolate is that children really like it, but it's incredibly inexpensive. My parents brought me up to believe that a chocolate digestive cost about £75.
All right, so what's it going to be?
I think it's a lie. I
You
don't
think
think
it's a
she
lie?
would do that.
It's true. I think we're going to go lie.
Sophie, truth or lie?
Luckily, I was lying.
Whenever I'm in the recording studio, I can only rap in complete darkness.
Well, David, what are the chances that somebody else has the same method as you? What do you think?
Complete darkness.
Complete, absolute nothing on.
Why?
Because I don't like anybody to see me when I'm performing. It's a bit weird, actually, when I think about it.
But you've got, like, 60 million views on YouTube.
It's different, though, because it's just me and the cameraman. And then, you know, when you get into the studio, it's quite intimate.
I feel anxious about the fire escape light. What do you do about that?
Classic Mike. She's talking rap, you're talking health and safety.
So let me ask you this, then. If it's total darkness, you can't be looking at any lyric... I was going to say sheet music, but I suppose if you're rapping, it's not that.
I'm so sorry about my granddad.
You can't be looking at lyrics. Have you memorised the lyrics, or are you improvising the lyrics?
Sometimes I will be prepared, so I've already written the lyrics in my phone.
Well, for your generation, the phone is a companion, isn't it? It's more than it is for Lee, which is sort of a lifeline. It's a... it's a friend, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Have you got the red button in the bathroom now as well?
Yes. And what about the other musicians in the studio?
So there was a time when I randomly ended up in studio with Peter Andre.
Peter Andre?
Yeah, so weird, isn't it?
Wow.
And
But his orange glow just lit up the room.
but he genuinely was saying, you know, what are you doing? I was like, this is the only way I can record.
So how did it come about?
So that came about because I was on the Celebrity Circle.
Lisa, for the sake of older guys like Lee, just explain the circle and what it was.
Right, so the Celebrity Circle, it was basically... It's like a text screen, and you can only
So,
text...
Rob, can you explain what texting is?
It's just that little thing on your phone when you
For
press
Lee,
send.
can you explain what a screen is? It's not that thing they bring round the bed when they change your dressing. It's a different sort.
For Rob, could you just speak a bit louder?
For Lee, could you not make any sudden movements?
Could you take Rob to the toilet?
What are we thinking? Philippa, this is one for a psychotherapist to unpick.
It's a lie, no.
You don't believe it? No, because I believe it.
And you're quite excited by it
Yeah,
as
no,
well,
no,
which is nice to see.
What do you think?
I think she's playing you like a fiddle. I think lie.
I'm very comfortable with this scenario because if you both think it's a lie, I'm not going to overrule you. We'll go lie, but I'll say, oh, actually, I thought it was true, and that is win-win. We are going to say lie.
All right, let's find out. Lady Leisha, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was the truth.
Congratulations. My husband and I have agreed that the hour between 7 and 8 p.m. is the only time we're allowed to gripe about our various aches and pains. We call this hour the moan zone.
David's team.
Between 7 and 8 p.m.
Yes.
Is that the time you find the aches and pains are most noticeable?
No, it's because it's when the one show's on.
And what specific aches and pains, Joe? Because I will say you've been rather sprightly this evening.
Don't be patronising, Rob.
You did say that like you were playing Monopoly with your grandmother.
So, what are the aches and pains, Joe?
Well, I've got a bad knee.
I've got a bad knee, actually, as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's the cause of your bad knee,
I don't...
David?
life, you know.
Oh, life, OK.
The inferior design technique of the creator, should there be one. Anyway, this isn't about me.
Joe, what happens if you moan outside of those hours? Like, do you have, like, a moan jar where you...
No, the other one can say anything they like to the other one to shut them up.
Oh.
Including the C word. Coco.
In the hour, is it you first, 7 till 7:30, your aches and pains, and then his at 7:30 to 8, or do you alternate? I'll see your knee, I raise you a coccyx.
This is what David's like when he's chatting up women.
Well, it's not that formal, really.
Is this ringing any bells with you, Lee? I mean, in your household?
I would like to get to that age where you can do the chair where you press the button and it helps you up. Oh, that's nice. Then, you know what I mean?
I tell you what, this is going to steal all those younger viewers back from Netflix, isn't it?
How old are you, Bobby?
I'm a prime number. One more than a square number, but it's a prime number.
Oh, in that case, you are... Wait, I've got this. You are 36.
Yes.
Oh, you are a prime number?
I am a prime number, yeah.
37.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes. I mean...
10 points Gryffindor.
Thank you. Joe can't believe that Lee has got the applause when she said 37 six times. While Lee was working out. 37.
We get clever students, we know they've got it correct. Like, in Parents' Evening, I would say Joe's doing really well, but sometimes students like Lee, we've got to encourage them in the lesson.
Oh, I like you, Bobby. All right, so what do we think? Joe, what are you thinking about this?
Well, it sounds true to me. I mean, I think it's a bit weird that we wouldn't believe other people.
Yeah.
Right, we may be having a bit of a problem here this evening.
Yeah. OK.
Sam, what about you?
I quite like it. It's very constructive. I think it could be true.
I think we're going to go with true.
You're saying true. OK, Joe, was it true or was it a lie?
It is a lie.
For 3 months, I shared a flat with a monkey.
David's team.
When was this?
Early 70s.
And was it just you and the monkey, or were there other flatmates?
Just me and the monkey. It was in Amsterdam. The monkey's apartment was in Amsterdam, and I was...
So it was the monkey's apartment?
When he says apartment, he means in the zoo.
What was the monkey's name, John?
Charlie.
Charlie. And why only 3 months? Did the monkey kick you out?
The thing was, I was kind of monkey-sitting this animal.
What did he look like?
Oh, he was exquisite. Look, most of you are probably thinking, wow, what fun. You know. And I don't blame you. Sometimes there are things in life that are a disappointment, but living with a monkey isn't one of them.
What did he eat?
He wanted what you were eating.
Oh.
Really?
Which at the time was a lot of chips.
Did he do any tricks at all? Could he do any
Tricks, he was full of them.
What do you want? He'd have the guillotine, he'd have the sword the lady in half, he had the lot.
I used to take him to the park with one of those extendable dog leashes, you know, where you
They had them in the early 70s.
No, they had them. But the point is, you know, that when I extended the leash, it would run up into the nearest tree. So I would be stood for ages, you know, with my arm extended up
Wow.
into a
And
tree.
it then looks like you're taking your tree for a walk.
So when you had to go, like, and meet this monkey, how long was the owner there with you?
Yes, of course, I did have to go for a kind of audition. He didn't want to leave his precious pal with any old schmuck.
What are you looking at me for?
You know,
How did you ace the audition?
Well, we seemed to hit it off.
You and the...
Although we did get off to a bad start, actually.
Yeah.
I went round to his apartment to audition. There was one empty chair, but it was occupied by the monkey, which was curled up asleep in this chair. So I picked it up thinking it was a cat. And then it went rigid. I could feel its ribs suddenly, and all of its muscles tightened up. And it shrieked once and once only, but for about 10 minutes. It was like it was plugged into the mains. Anyway, I threw it as if 'twere a cat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it landed on the feet.
Yeah.
But he's a monkey, he didn't land on his feet. He landed in an ungainly heap. And then it kind of scuttled away, looking back over its shoulder in my direction, in a real accusatory manner.
So, John, given you were so close after 3 months, it must be very hard to say goodbye.
It was a hell of a wrench.
Yeah.
Monkey wrench.
Hell of a reference.
Chris, what are you thinking about this?
We could make anything up and it would sound true, but this sounds so plausible.
What about you, Judy?
If we're being honest, out of all of us sitting on here, if there was one person that we could think of that lived with a monkey for 3 months, who do you think that would be?
Oh, yeah, yes.
But once you've discounted David, who would it then be?
I think it's true.
You say true?
100%.
OK,
True.
100% saying true. So, John, living with a monkey in Amsterdam, truth or lie?
They got me rumbled, it's true.
It's true, John really did share a flat with a monkey.